see stand beside me is a symbol that the city has become.
When reports of rats in Glasgow's rubbish collided with a global climate conference last year, what was a local issue became national news.
And refuse collectors in the city are about to go on strike.
Now Scots will vote on how those local issues are handled as council elections take place in just over 5 weeks' time. But it could be an uphill struggle for local authorities who face a financially uncertain future.
There's been a long-term decline in the money that has gone to local authorities, along with an increase in the kind of things they are expected to do, both by residents and indeed by the Scottish Government. So councils have been squeezed, they've had to make some very difficult decisions, and that will just continue to go ahead.
Council elections never really set the heather alight. At the last one in 2017, voter turnout was only around 47%, and in the one before that, it was less than 40%. But over the last 2 years, with the pandemic and lockdown, many more of us have spent much more time in our local communities, and local issues have never been more important. So, what are the burning issues for voters in Scotland's 2 biggest cities?
The roads, pavements, places that's filthy, things are not being actually kept up to date.
There's quite a lot of potholes and stuff, so like when you're driving, like you just go into the potholes and it's damaging your cars and stuff. So
litter and rubbish is around there as well, a lot of noise.
Far more regular uplift to the recycling bin rather than the ordinary waste bin.
The local roads, it can be quite bad for potholes and things as well, so yeah, better quality of the parks and the roads really.
And for those who cover comings and goings at the city chambers, there's a realisation that whoever wins has a tough task ahead of them.
Tens of millions have been wiped off their budget and they have to find savings every year at a time when demand for council services is increasing because of the pandemic, and that's going to continue for the next 5 years.
We need more bins, get the bins back. Roadworks, I'm sick of roadworks, constant roadworks.
I feel like the trash cans get really full fast. Rental prices are really high, and like for I'm a student, so for students it's really hard to find housing every year.
The bins have been piling up, and we've seen a lot of trash on the streets, which we don't really love to see, honestly.
More kind of cycle paths as well, I guess.
Ballots are usually cast along party lines, but in Edinburgh especially, often local issues can swing votes.
The best example of that was in 2012 when we were at the height of the trams fiasco in Edinburgh, and the Lib Dems, who had been the biggest party and leading the council, they were reduced suddenly from 17 seats to just 3.
Election day is the 5th of May, and for candidates in our 2 biggest cities, the stakes have never been higher. Laura Alderman, STV News in Edinburgh and Glasgow.